The Tatra 813 V12 is not just a truck, it's a mechanical beast born from Cold War necessity and engineering genius. Built in Czechoslovakia starting in the late 1960s, the Tatra 813 was designed to handle the most demanding off-road conditions imaginable. Whether pulling artillery, hauling massive loads, or navigating impossible terrain, the 813 became legendary for its toughness and reliability. But what really sets it apart is that heart of iron, a massive 17.6-liter air-cooled V12 diesel engine. This wasn't about luxury or speed. This was raw, unfiltered torque. Tatra had already built a solid reputation with earlier models like the T138, but the 813 was a different animal. It wasn't built for casual hauling. It was made for the military, for heavy-duty transport, and for places where roads didn't exist. The design was absolutely unique. Tatra's signature backbone tube chassis paired with independent swing half-axles gave the truck unmatched off-road performance. That central spine isn't just for strength. It houses the drive shaft, protects it from damage, and allows for a fully independent suspension system. The result: the 813 can crawl over rocks, plow through mud, and wade through water like it's nothing. Now, let's talk power. The Tatra 813's V12 engine is an engineering marvel. Displacing a monstrous 17.6 liters, this naturally aspirated diesel block puts out around 270 horsepower and over 1,000 Newton-meters of torque. But it's not about top speed, it's about consistent, reliable power in the harshest conditions. This V12 wasn't made to rev high. It's built to pull, to climb, to grind through any obstacle in its path. And because it's air-cooled, it avoids some of the complications of liquid-cooled engines in extreme environments. Less to leak, less to freeze, less to go wrong. One of the more fascinating things about the Tatra 813 is the variety of configurations it came in. You had the standard 4x4 versions, the more robust 6x6, and the massive 8x8 variants, which could handle the heaviest loads. Whether you were towing a missile, transporting troops, or carrying bridge sections, there was a version of the 813 for the job. The cab itself was Spartan but functional. No unnecessary luxury, just what the crew needed to get the mission done. Sometimes you'd find them with a roof hatch for observation or defense purposes. Inside, it's tight, rugged, and utilitarian, just like you'd expect from a military-grade vehicle. When you see the Tatra 813 in action, it's like watching a moving building. The size, the sound of that V12 roaring to life, the way it handles terrain like a mountain goat, it's something to behold. Even decades later, these trucks are still running strong. Collectors and enthusiasts around the world restore and maintain them, not just because they're rare, but because they're simply too good to let die. You'll still find them in use in remote areas, and in military surplus yards, sometimes even in parades or off-road competitions. And they still turn heads everywhere they go. What's wild is how ahead of its time the engineering really was. Independent suspension on a heavy truck wasn't common back then. Air-cooled diesels of this size were rare. And the backbone tube chassis, while unusual, proved incredibly durable and effective. Tatra didn't follow trends. They made their own rules, and the 813 is proof that thinking differently can produce something truly remarkable. Of course, it's not perfect. Fuel economy is basically non-existent. It guzzles diesel like there's no tomorrow. Top speed is low, hovering around 70 km per hour on flat roads. It's loud, it's heavy, and it's not exactly easy to drive. But it was never built to be easy. It was built to be unstoppable. And in that regard, it absolutely delivers. For fans of vintage engineering, the Tatra 813 is a dream machine. It represents a time when vehicles were built with a singular focus, durability above all. It's the kind of truck that tells a story just by existing. And when you hear that V12 fire up, when you see it rolling over obstacles that would stop most modern trucks, you understand why it's still revered today. This isn't just a truck. It's a monument to what engineering can do when pushed to the extreme. The Tatra 813 V12 is more than metal and gears, it's history on wheels, and it's still going strong.